Y'all know what it is, man. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life. We're back. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, like or don't like, keep it real, turn the notifications on, and last but not least, drop a comment. If you got a question, let me hear it. If you got something to add, something I missed, let me hear it. So without further ado, Prison 101, which is pretty much the rules. I didn't write a list. If I did, I'd have been here forever. So I'm just gonna give you the basics. If you're facing incarceration, anything of that nature, planning on doing something stupid that you know is gonna end you locked up, here's some things you're gonna need to know. First and foremost, you got the 3 G's. Probably what the hell is the 3 G's? Gays, gambling, and gangs. 3 things you want to avoid. The gay dudes with that situation, a lot of them dudes pop off, man. They feel they're protected because most of the times they get with a big dude or somebody who's seriously about that life. So they feel like they can say whatever. And if you get into it with one of them, you either A, gonna have to knock his ass out, or B, deal with his man. And then if you knock him out, put hands on him, it can even be words. You're still gonna have to deal with his man. So then you might end up getting jumped. You might end up fighting one, then fighting the other, and that can all be avoided by just steering clear of that situation. If that's not something you're into, and this applies to everything in prison, if it's not something you're into, don't mess with it. With the gangs, if you're not gang affiliated, you're not scared, you're none of the above, leave it alone. And I'm not saying all dudes join gangs because they're scared. That is not the case. I've seen dudes that just, they wanted to be somewhere. They wanted to be a part of something. They wanted a family. And they joined the gang for that reason. But if you're, I've seen dudes that were scared and were like, damn, what I'm going to do? You know what? I'm going to join this gang because they got big numbers. And I know once I'm part of them, I'll take that initial ass whooping, but I'll never have to fight one-on-one again. As long as, I don't start no dumb shit. And also with that, when I say the gangs, just understand that if you get into one of them, you've got to rumble them all. They do not move in groups of one. They don't. You know what I mean? It's like beefing with a brother that's got all his other brothers standing there. You know what I mean? You fight one, it's bank game. They're going to beat your ass. And last but not least on the 3 G's is the gambling. Now, I ran a poker table. I can tell you all types of stuff. I won't get into a lot of it, but if you see 2 dudes sitting out there constantly playing poker, I'm talking, and they're gambling. Your commissary's online, whatever you got to value is online. It is a very good chance it's rigged. Like with me and my partner, he knew. If I raised $2, that means I had a pair. If I raised $3, that means I had 3 of a kind. If I kept passing or would just raise $1, it meant I really didn't have anything. We would do little things, bump each other's foot underneath the table to let him know, hey, I got this. Fold. You know what I mean? Little stuff like putting both of your hands on the table. You know what I mean? Just there's a lot of different things. You think you're playing a game of poker that you might win at, and you really ain't got no chance. And here's the thing. Them debts can add up fast, man. You can end up owing somebody $200-300 in a matter of an hour or two of just sitting out there playing poker. And they want their money. You're going to pay that money. If you owe me, you're going to pay me. It's that simple. If I don't let you pay me, I might as well take everything I got myself and throw it out in the pod. Because dudes know now, A, I'm not going to do nothing. And B, if you owe me something, just don't pay me. It's cool. Avoid it. The gays, the gangs, the gambling. Now here's another one you probably never even thought about, but it's where you look. Keep your eyes to yourself. If you see somebody arguing or something, don't be staring over there. First of all, you're drawing. When I mean drawing, you're drawing attention. If that guard is in the booth and she's looking around the pod and she sees you and you're locked eyes in this direction, she knows, he knows, they know something is going on. So now they turn their head in that direction and they see these 2 dudes getting ready to fight. You just got them tore off. If they're going to get tore off, let them get tore off. But don't let it be you that gets it done. And not only that, you can see things at times you don't want to see. I could do a lot of videos on things I saw that I did not mean to see, that I didn't want to see, that I can't erase from my brain's mental Rolodex. You know, it just will not go away. Controlling where you look. Now, it's all right to watch your environment. When I mean watch your environment, you just do a scan of the room, you hear a noise, you look back, and you go back to what you're doing. You constantly want to be on point, but you don't want to just be staring in nobody's direction. You know what I mean? Because first of all, why are you grilling somebody? Second of all, they look at you and be like, did you lose something over here? What the hell are you looking at? You know what I mean? Why you keep looking at me, man? Why are you worried about what's going on over here? You don't do that. Then there's the cell thing. A man's cell is like his home. If you go to that cell, you don't look in that cell. You knock on that door and you make sure that you're acknowledged. If you are not acknowledged, you do not poke your head around the corner. You don't know what's going on in there. You don't know what you might see. You know what I mean? This man could be killing somebody in there. Now, you done glanced around the corner. Now he's got to kill you because you just witnessed something you shouldn't have seen. This man could have just got the pack from the visiting room and be sitting in there with an ounce of dope on the table, cutting dope up, and nobody knows he's the man, but now you do. So when he gets tore off or he gets caught, he thinks automatically you told on him because you've seen it. Control your eyes. Don't be looking at people's cell. Looking at somebody's cell is the equivalent of walking up and looking through somebody's front window at their house, or walking up and peeking through their front door. You don't do that. You knock when you go to somebody's house on the street. You do the same thing in prison or jail. You walk up, you knock on that cell. If somebody goes, yo, you poke your head around. That man could be in there asleep. He could be in there with his dick in his hand. He could be on the toilet. You don't know what he might be in there doing. You don't just look in there. It's disrespectful. Mind your business. Don't chime in on things that don't have anything to do with you. If somebody's debating something and these aren't your people, stay out of it. Because first of all, don't nobody give a damn about your opinion. And when you offend somebody, now you got to stand up for that just because you was bored and wanted to talk. Don't do that. Don't borrow things from people. Don't. You know, and if you do, you make sure 100% that y'all are both clear on what you owe back, that you already have the money locked in, it's on your books, it can be spent before you take anything from anybody. Because if you tell somebody, yeah, I'm good for it, and your mom forgets to send the money, does something wrong, the app doesn't put a stamp on the envelope, or for some reason that money is not there when you go to the canteen, you go to the store, and you come back with an empty bag and you can't pay this dude, it's a bad day. You got so many liars and con artists and hustlers that are constantly trying to get over on people that the last thing anybody believes or wants to hear is, oh, I ain't get my money, I'm gonna get you next time. Nah, you're not. I'm gonna beat your ass and you're gonna go find it. That's exactly what they're gonna say, and that's what's gonna happen. I don't care if you gotta go borrow from him. That dude will smile in your face, laugh with you, hee ha ha, and give you everything you want because he thinks you can pay it back. And if you don't, you get beat up and people say, oh, that debt's dead. No, it's not. You just got beat up or got into a fight and you still owe it. And because he's got to wait till the next store day, he may tax more on top of it. Next, stay away from the drugs. Penitentiaries are flooded with drugs. You got these COs that make crap money, man. They just make trash money. You know, they're struggling to get by. Most of them are there because they put prisons out in the middle of nowhere. So it's one of the, you know, a lot of times it's one of the biggest jobs in that city, that county, that district. It's got benefits. Even if it don't pay that much, it's a job that pays. When you know, limited to where you can work, you have to go with what you know. These COs are down. Not all of them, but you're always going to catch somebody that's down to make a couple extra bucks. Now, if somebody's pushed up on them, hey, I need you to bring this pack in. I'm going to make sure, you know what I mean, you see $500 every single time you bring the pack in. A lot of them jump right on top of it. Yeah, let me get that. Yeah, I got you. Now the yard is flooded with dope, coke, crack, weed, pills. I've seen everything from ecstasy to, you know, you name it inside prison. I've seen eyedroppers full of acid. I mean, dude, I have 15, 20 of them completely full. I ain't never seen that much acid on the street, but I saw it in prison. You know, I seen my homeboy, I ain't gonna put his name out there, but I seen my homeboy call me in the cell one time to watch a door white bagged up, and I literally watched this man sit in the cell and bag up a pound of weed. The whole pod reeked. But where there's a will, there's a way. You know, how God got it in? I don't know. I'm guessing he broke it down, but he got it in. Stay away from that. You'll run up, or you're going to get next to nothing for what you pay, and the bills are going to add up fast. They don't want your commissary. They don't want your stamps. They're not trying to trade. They want you to send money to their people, or have your people send money to their people. And so that y'all know, this is all something that everyone that's got anything to do with DOC, administration, COs, all them, they know this. They've tore off hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people doing it. So nah, ain't no dry snitching. They know all this. So that's just some of the things, man. I'm gonna sit here a second. Let me see what else I can give y'all. Your company. Your company is very, very important. The company you keep. You don't just hang out with anybody, because you are who you hang out with. It's not like the free world where you're free to hang out with whoever without judgment. In prison, you are who you hang out with. If you see me walking with a bunch of gang members, everybody automatically assumes I'm a gang member, and I probably am. And if I'm not, I'm definitely in some way affiliated. If you see me walking with a bunch of boys, that means I'm a boy. I'm not going to walk with a bunch of boys unless I'm gay. If you see me with the dudes that are getting extorted, getting picked on, getting their stuff taken, that's a sign that I'm weak. You know, everybody, I'm just going to stay to myself. I'm going to stay to myself. Not really. You're not. You can try, but that's not how it's going to work. Because staying to yourself's not going to get you far. People, he think you're too good to talk to anybody. You know what I mean? Let's run up on him. He ain't got nobody with him. You know what I mean? He ain't even got no friends. Let's try him. That lone wolf shit will get you but so far. Even if you ain't got but a couple solid dudes you rock with, you need them dudes. You might not think you do. You might be hearing this and be like, no, I'll be good, man. No, you need a couple solid dudes, because when these guys come, they don't always come in ones. They always come in twos. It might be 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people that come at you all at once. Let me tell you this, 4 against 8 is better than 1 against 8. Just know that the guys you're with are solid and can be trusted. And that's another very important thing. Watch who you trust. Trust is to be earned, not given. When I meet you, the first thing I think is, what does this dude want? What's his angle? Why is he talking to me? That's always the first thing that came to my mind. And it's sad, it's like that, but it's a dog-eat-dog world in there. That's how it goes. So watch who you trust. And even then, you can trust somebody and still be tricked, man. I've had that happen. I've had dudes run when it was time for war. I've had dudes lie to me, you know what I mean? Dudes steal. So now I got to put hands on you and we're supposed to be homeboys. It's a crazy, crazy world. Live in this world and stay away from that one. But yeah, y'all, this is Jay Williams, man. Prison 101. Watch this video a couple times, share it, run it back. Maybe it'll help somebody in the long run. But you already know what it is, man. It's Jay Williams. Let's live life. Until next time, to all my real ones, and there are some real ones because y'all watching me, y'all know what it is, man. I salute.